3 credit score hacks that increase your score at least 50 points in 30 days. What's going on, everybody? My name is Rico. Back in 2009, I was a victim of identity theft while serving in Iraq. Okay, I had one of my own family members take away $6,000 out of my checking account while I was overseas deployed, and that resulted to having my credit score in the 500s. I had collections that I didn't even know about, and when I got back from the deployment, I couldn't apply for a house, apartment, a car. When I did apply for a car, my interest rates were 18.45%. Right? 9 years to 10 years later, I've invested over $50,000 in mentors in the credit industry, and now I know what credit is, how credit works, how to fix credit, and how to leverage credit into assets. Now to this day, I own 2 passive income residual businesses utilizing and leveraging credit. All right, so let's get into it, guys. We're going to talk. There's 3 simple steps on how to increase your credit score fast, at least 50 points in 30 days. Okay, now the first step is this. It's pretty simple. These ideas are pretty simple, but I'm going to give you an outline of them. Okay, so step 1 is credit card utilization. Okay, now it seems pretty simple, right? Pay down your credit cards. It's as simple as that. So if you log into your credit monitoring, by the way, you should always have credit monitoring, whether it's Credit Karma, which is free, Experian, MyFICO. I use Identity IQ. Paying your credit cards off. Okay, now let's give a little math example. Let's say if you have a credit limit of $1,000, okay, that's equal to, we're going to do a little bit of math here, that's equal to 100%. So that $1,000 credit limit across all cards is equal to 100%. We're talking about fractions here. Now, if you're using 900 of that $1,000, what percentage are you at? You're at 90%, correct, right? So 90%, that is horrible. I'm just being blunt here. I'm a blunt guy, right? You want to be below 9%, guys. Everybody always like to say be below 30, 20%. No. The real answer is you want to be below 9%. Okay, so what does that mean? Out of that $1,000, you don't want to leave a balance of no more than $90 on your report. Now, it is good to use that $1,000 and pay it all off before the reporting date and due date. Okay, so if you use that $1,000, make sure you pay it all off to where the balance is remaining 0 or no more past $90. I hope that makes sense, guys. So here's how it works, and everything in this section is opposite. So the higher your utilization percentage rate is, the lower your score is going to be. Okay, it's just how it works in the credit game. But the lower your utilization percentage rate is, the higher your score is going to be. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, so again, step number 1 is getting your credit card utilization in the right ratios. You want to pay your credit cards down. There is other methods where you can add to those limits, such as authorized users, but that's in another video. We'll cover that. So step 1 is pay down your credit cards, guys. You're going to want to do this, especially if you're trying to apply for a mortgage. Okay, the lower your debt is, their debt to income ratio is, the higher your score is going to be, and the easier it is, you're going to qualify for a house. Okay, now step number 2 is remove negative items off your credit report, such as charge-offs, collections, repos, medical bills, late payments, whatever, you name it, bankruptcies, etc. These affect your score negatively, right? So how do we get these removed? Well, again, I will say this, credit repair is not an overnight process. However, you can see some pretty fast results just by using the Fair Credit Reporting Act law. Look up online, Google it, research it, the FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act. And if you read those, sometimes they give you templates on the internet for free, right? They give you templates on the internet, and you are protected by these laws, as well as the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. Look those two up, right? So When you look these up, utilize them in a letter, send them certified to the credit bureaus and or the creditors, and you'll see deletions come off like that. What does that do to your score? Obviously, when you remove collections, charge-offs, repos, bankruptcies, etc., that skyrockets your score way up, okay? So being that you have negative accounts removed off of your credit report and you have your utilization down, that right there alone can increase your score at least 50 points, okay? But step number 3 is where we talk about something exciting and how to actually increase your score even more, right? So step number 3 is this. Did you know that you can report your rent? It's true. You can report your rent. What does this do? Okay, 1, there's no credit check, which is great. There's no hard inquiry on your report. There's no credit check. And 2, it adds age history, average age history to your credit report. It's a good structured credit report, right? So just by adding a utility bill such as your rent, it builds your credit report in the future, right? It sets you up for the future to get these high tier cards, lower interest rates, and apply for mortgage, right? So when they see that you're reporting your rent, basically you're adding a positive primary trade line to your report, which is great because now you're building structure to your report and history to your report. And from what I've seen from my clients is this: once they add this rent reporters, and also it reports in 2 weeks, which is fast, right? So you'll see the result within 30 days. So what I'm saying is this: my clients, they added their rent to their reports, and some clients have seen an average of 40 points across the board on this tip alone. All right, so let's recap, guys. The 3 steps to getting your credit, the 3 hacks to getting your credit score above 50 points in 30 days is: number 1, right? We have to pay down our credit cards. Utilization. You got to understand this part, right? You get to call the credit card companies and ask them, when is my reporting date and cycle date and due date, right? Once you know these dates, put it in the memo section on your calendar, set up auto pay, but you want to pay at least 3 to 5 days before this reporting date so it can reflect on your report. By doing this alone, if you keep in that percentage of 0 to 9%, you're going to be golden, okay? So that's one hack. The second hack is this: removing negative items off your credit report. Again, research the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. Look for those template letters online, all right? And then send them to the credit bureaus and the creditors. They have to abide by those laws, okay? Also, they have 30 days to do so, all right? So that removing these negative items off your credit report will increase your score dramatically, okay? I've seen as high as 100 points increase just by removing one collection. It just totally depends. I'm just being conservative here, but the hacks that I'm giving you could raise your score at least 50 points in 30 days, okay? And the third hack is this: reporting stuff like your utility bill, like rent, all right? Like I said, you can report your rent. Let's say if you've been living there for 5 years. Do you know what that does to your credit report? Amazing things, okay? So what you do is this, and I'll drop my link below so you can see how it works. It explains how it works, how it reports, etc. But how it helps you build your credit, okay? But how it works is this: you'll sign up, right? And what happens is this: the rent reporter's company is going to call your landlord and verify, hey, has this tenant been living here for such and such and such? Yes, they have. What they do is they're going to backdate you 2 years, reporting history 2 years, which is good for your credit report. But let's say if you've been living there for 5 years, it's going to say that the date was open 5 years ago. Now, when lenders pull that on your credit report, they're going to say, wow, you have some pretty good history. You're approved. Okay? So again, guys, those are the 3 hacks, the credit score hacks that'll increase your score 50 points in at least 30 days, okay? Now, if you're interested in working with us, if you want us to do this for you, right? All you got to go do is click the link below and or type in approverepair.com. Fill out your consultation. We'll give you a free consultation. One of my team members will reach out to you, and basically we're just going to talk about your credit, see where you're at, and see where you want to be at, what your goals are, and how we can get you there. We have many clients that we helped. Just this last week, I helped someone get to the 800 club. Now they're funding a business. I helped another client. They just closed on escrow. So exciting. They're breaking ground in the next few months. Right? This is life-changing stuff, guys. Okay. So again, if you are interested in working with us and having this do this for you, click the link below. Set up a free consultation call. It doesn't hurt, right? I hope this brought value to you guys. Like and subscribe. Share this video with your family and friends. And until next time, we'll see you till next time.